Ready to get the season started? I sure am. Welcome to Combe TV, episode 58 it is now. I'm glad this just started as a little try of a thing. What was it, 2 years ago? Goodness me. In fact, we had the post recently, the memory that showed that, yeah, it was 2 years ago that, in fact, I'm going to put him up there. Sam Preston. It's your fault, mate. It was your idea. Evening, mate. He was the one that came up with this. And with, obviously, my partner in crime, Tom Davis. Hello, Tom. And it's still going, but it's good to see you all piling in and watching. Greetings, good evening, everybody. It's so good to see you. One of the things I pride myself on is that this show is obviously all about you. So I'll just put this award for me over there. I'm only joking. Thank you very much to Castle Combe Racing Club. Listen, it was an honour, and it's just so good that we're all getting back together. I feel like it's the band getting together, isn't it? That we're ready for the season to start. I'm trying something a little bit different tonight. I'm going to eventually get a whole host. Keith Bowes actually put a private message saying, you nearly cried when getting that. You're not wrong, mate. I had no idea that I was getting that award. And I was so exhausted from a day commentating at Silverstone and then getting there. And I was like, and it wasn't till I got home that I even processed it, because I was so thinking of all the awards that I was announcing to everyone else. So you're not wrong, mate. Really, you're not. Let's just catch up with you all that are checking in. First one in, Tim Perry, good man. Dilly, evening all. And so another season begins. It does. Another Combe TV begins as well. Oh, I was trying to work out what that is that Keepo's got. He's got a can of something. Magners, other ciders are available. Andy Lawrence, good man. Did someone say season start? Woohoo! Absolutely. Craig Cook, good evening, everyone, and to Mr. Chris Dawes. Evening, mate. You're going to hear from Craig Cook. We're going to get him on the next show because he's going to be travelling around with the Mighty Minis as their expert. I'm sorry, mate. Put the pressure on. You're going to be the expert, and he's going to join us in the commentary box when they're at Combe, which of course is well, as in the May Day, is it 2nd of May or whatever it is, the May Day bank holiday, is going to be joining us in the commentary box for the Mighty Mini races then, and at the end of the season, because of course the Mighty Minis fall under our banner now, which is a really exciting addition. So look forward to catching up with Craig Cook. Chris Rea, one of our Mighty Orange Army, another one. Evening all. Hello, mate. Goose, evening at last. The season begins. You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong at all. Lewis Bird Motorsport. Good evening, everyone. Looking forward to the show, Dawsy. Thank you, mate. Only because you know it's the starter pistol for the season, isn't it? That's all it is. Mike Cotton, you'll be getting your seats ready for sitting up at Quarry, won't you, mate? Evening all. Can't wait. Titch. Now, we're going to get Titch on the show at some point. We probably won't get a chance tonight, but we will, because he is an ex-drifter and probably a future drifter. He'll do it again, but he's been nabbed onto the mic, and he and I work together on the action days when the drifters are out, and we have a really good giggle. He's a good lad, so we'll catch up with Titch at some point as well. Tim Perry, let's get going. You're not wrong, mate. Gary Preble, good evening, Mr. Dawes. Gary, let me know if you want to come on the show. I'll ping you the link as well. You can pop on for 10, 15 minutes. We're going to get multiple people on for 10, 15 minutes, whatever it is, just to quickly catch up where they're at, what the plans are this year, how last year went, anything. Just a quick catch up with a number of different people. I've got a few ready to join me in the green room, so we'll do that. Evening, Alex Bewley. He's in the background. I can see him there. You can wave at me. I can see you. No one else can. It's all right. You're safe. It's that Kipo's just been showing me his alcoholic beverages, so that's fine. Paul Wiltshire says, hello all. Stuart Tinker-Taylor, good evening, Chris. The 2022 season is nearly here. Bring it on. Fuffers rule. He does love his Formula Fords. From a camp softcore fan, dilly dilly. Dilly dilly indeed, mate. We got to go through these. That's why I've warned all guests. You got to let me do this bit first. Gerald, evening, mate. Good evening, all. Matt Parr, subject to dinner. He might be joining us as well. He's only just got home, bless him, so we don't know whether he's going to be able to join us. But he's back racing this year, which is great. And I'm sure that means that Papa Parr will be back in the racing paddock as well. Ray Ferrari Nut Ferguson. Don't ask a stupid question whether Ray's racing this year. You know it. The guy's just going to find as many things as he can race on the same day. The guy's just, he's not just Ferrari nut, he's racing nut. He's one of the legends of every race paddock. Absolutely wicked guy. Nigel Forrest from Alton Park. Gin, absolutely, mate. Love it. Craig Cook, deserve, mate. Thank you very much. Pete Spiller, evening, Dawsy. Let's go racing. And he is. We've got Dave Spiller out in a new car this year. And Pete said he reckons he's going to win the championship. I'm joking. He hasn't. He's not said that at all. He's actually telling me not to get overexcited because he's got to get used to the car and get it all ironed out. And we'll talk about that in due course. Really cool. Our very own Emma Strawford. Evening all. Hello, Em. Welcome. Ben Hindle. Hello all. Good luck to everyone who's racing on Monday. Sadly, it doesn't include Ben. He did drop me a message. I've got to remember what it is now because I've had loads. But you did drop me. Let me make sure I get it right. That I've got to go backwards now because we had a good chat, didn't we? Oh, yes. Small incident with the van off the road for now. So waiting to sort that out. Car isn't finished yet either. And without his van. You lot are nuts. Do you know that? Is that you've had all winter and then you tried to do the car in the last few days, don't you? Hey, it's always the same. Matt Coyle, the saloon car coordinator. Good evening, Chris and everyone. We're going racing. We are, mate. We are. We're so close, aren't we? What are we on now? Wednesday. Feels weird doing it on a Wednesday, but I'm now going to be struggling to do Thursday. So I hope everybody's okay with the idea that I'm going to do Wednesdays, but fingers crossed. Craig Tompkinson. Hello, mate. Hello. He's out in the Vauxhall Nova on Monday. He's got a new Suzuki something or other that he was planning to race in the saloons, and he's not ready yet. He took it out testing, and the gearing's all wrong, so it's not ready. So he's entered the Nova in the hot hatches instead. Kat, you're not supposed to message. You're in my backstage area. You're ready to come on in a minute. So you're just hogging the limelight there, aren't you, eh? Kat will be joining us in a minute, just quickly to make sure that everybody knows everything that needs to be done and how we're going. It's her first race as the coordinator, isn't it? So she's I'm surprised she's still awake. I'm looking every now and again to make sure she hasn't fallen asleep on us in the room there because it's been a lot of work and a baptism of fire. You're a legend, Kat. We love you. Joe Hathaway, evening all. Evening, mate. Mary Ward, Nathan Ward's mum. Looking forward to catching up with everyone on Easter Monday. Absolutely. It'd be lovely to see you. So good that we've got the paddock back open to everyone and all that sort of stuff, isn't it? David Campion, evening. Hope all is well. Don't panic, Alex. He's just messaging. He's not coming on. From Wiltshire College, you're safe. You're safe. David, I'm sure will be on at some point during this year. Expert. Thanks, mate. I know. As the Mighty Minis expert comment, he's under pressure now. Chris Ignall says, evening everyone, really looking forward to the season beginning again, especially as if we've been at Thruxton for the British Touring Car Media Day today. Show off. Congratulations on your fantastic award. Very well deserved. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. I was only joking. That was supposed to be a cheeky thing bringing it on. I wasn't even going to show it. I mean, feel free to have a closer look. Did you see it all right there? Is that right? You got it? Yeah. He only wants to see it because his name's on it as well, Ignore, isn't it? He's just what he wants to see it for. Lisa Taylor, good evening, Mr. Dawes. Don't forget the tonic on Monday. I'll bring the gin. Holy moly, that's going to be some interesting commentary on Monday if that's the case, isn't it, eh? Emma Strawfer said, French red on the go here. I like your style, Emma. Fair shout. Very, very impressive. Oh, I've lost me. Well, there we go. I lost... There's so many of you coming in. It's so good. Welcome to the show, everyone. Titch says, look forward to joining you again. Absolutely, mate. Papa, yay, new season, evening. I bet you're looking forward to it even more this year, aren't you, Papa, with the lad back out racing again. Fraser Dobson, hello, mate. Hello, Fraser. Chris Mason, evening all. Hope you're all well. And, of course, he's properly joined the circuit now on the medical side of things, so he's dragging us up by our boots. Titch says, excuse me, so many names popping up from guys who used to race at my kart track. Good to see you all doing well. That's the thing. That was the thing, wasn't it? That we're all a great big family and everybody's interlinked. And when we did the very first show, it was this, when I bet all of you can still, have you seen the clip when they suddenly showed 2 years ago when Boris Johnson went on the TV and did that announcement that we were going into lockdown, and I watch it and I still get the emotions. I feel everything I felt then. It was a scary time. It was a confusing time, and no one really knew what to make of it. And this was all about, right, let's come together. This is the opportunity for the family to join, and it's lovely how it stayed that way. And I'm not surprised that you know lots of the names coming up. Castle Combe Racing Club, evening, Chris. Looking forward to the show. Is that you as well, Kat? Are you just messaging? Ian Cowley says, looking forward to Howard's Day. Which guest series are racing on Monday? Let me tell you, and I know what you're asking at, is that on the circuit website, it doesn't say what the guest championships are. If you go to ccracingclub.co.uk, so ccracingclub.co.uk, on there, you navigate to Howard's Day race day. That tells you everything, and that's where like the entry list will be when that goes public and all of that sort of stuff as well. Equally, I think I noticed on the circuit website, it basically is showing in there the details for the action days rather than the race day, because it's talking about trade and all of that opening, and it says that the gates open at 9. As far as I'm aware, the gates will be opening at 8:30 because the first qualifying's at 8:30. So the gates open at 8:30. If anybody's watching, 8:30, you can get in, get yourself in position and start enjoying the very first qualifying session. And the answer to your question, Ian Cowley, before you think I'm not answering, is that we have the BCV8s, so the MG BCV8s. They are monsters. They are wicked. I've commentated on them loads of times. Lots of fun. And we've got something from the 750 paddock as well, and that is the Protect Sports Specials. So a whole raft of different things, and I think they're sort of largely based on Caterhams and Westfields and things like that. But there's some amazing. We do have those, and we got Silver Phoenix Eclipses. So I think they're going to be some rather powerful and fast cars there. So that's the two visiting ones, and it's double headers for everything basically. So that works out really cool. Fraser Dobson, how are you? Very well, thank you. How are you? Welcome to the show, mate. Joseph Bates, can't wait for Monday. Been a long time coming. It certainly has. It certainly has. We need that hibernation time, but I'm awake. I'm ready to go. Emma Mason, hello. Evening, Mr. Dawes from the Mason household. Hello, Joshy, if that means you're there. Hello, Joshy. David Campion says, I can come on if you want. Not this time. We're keeping you at bay this time, Mr. Campion. You'll come on next time. Emma Strawford, hopefully H puts on favourable weather. I know you'll put in the request for Howard, won't you, to do that. Richard Fors, or as I call him, Ricardo Forez. Let's see that ward again. You're far too modest. All right, mate, there it is. Is that right? Yeah. I'm joking. But Richard, I know you were supposed to be racing on Monday, but you've got your son in there. Alex Fors is going to be racing in a rather rapid catering weapon, isn't he? So he might be joining us, although I don't think he should be, because he's on university football tour in, did you say it was Germany? I think it was. At this time of night, when I was on tour with the university football team, it weren't broadcastable. I can tell you, whatever I was doing by this time of night, definitely not. It was nothing, Dad. I was behaving myself, all right? Chris Pearson, Tog Pearson says, good evening, one and all. Evening, mate. And Gerald Howe says, have you mentioned that you won an award? Not for a while, mate. Not for a while. Look, there it is. Look. Spirit of Castle Combe. If this is the spirit, I think gin is the spirit of Castle Combe, actually, isn't it? To be honest with you, I think I've made it the guest spirit for forever and ever. In fact, Kipo's private message saying we're all alcoholics on here. You're not wrong, mate. Right, I think we've caught up with everybody for now. Let me first off, I'm going to bring in Kat, just so that she knows she's the one. So focus, Kat. You focus there.
Great.
You're in.
Thanks.
Good evening.
Hi, everybody. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Kat. How you doing? Yeah. I thought you might be.
I have no words.
I
think not bad.
That's all right. I've got to put this message up because this is funny. I just said that about me on uni, and my dad's just said, hello, son, you behave yourself. Well, that would be a first. The halo's there, mate. The halo's there. No one believes that. Emma Strawford says to you, Kat, hey, Kat, long time no see. Yeah, I think it's out from what you were saying is both you and Emma have just been working so hard. It's incredible.
Well, I think it's for Shirl and Steve, and I know we're a huge team, but for the three of us that are actually in the office, although not often together, it's the first race that both Shirl and Steve have also put on. So it's not just them trying to kind of help guide me, but they're also kind of finding their way as well. So I think all things considered, providing everything goes well on Monday, apart from a few last minute hiccups, which I'm guessing is the nature of the beast, I think we feel quite prepared. I'm sure that there'll be the odd driver, competitor, fan, marshal who maybe hasn't had the information that they want right now, but we are working on it. So with a bit of luck, after testing tomorrow, we'll be able to upload the entry list. So that still gives people a few days to find their way around who's competing. Maybe a little bit of a challenge with some of the classes. So I think that might be partly input error on my part, because if I didn't know what a class was for someone, I might have had a look. So forgive us if there's something that doesn't look quite right. We'll try and adjust all of that. But just to give you a bit of a heads up on numbers, when I left this evening, we were 26 hot hatch, 16 saloon, 20 Formula Ford and 15 GTs.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't have anything to compare it with, but I'm hoping that that's a nice sort of strong competition to start things. Yeah,
exactly. It's a start. No one's ever ready. I know there's a few people that are possibly here, there, and everywhere. Bits and pieces can happen. It's going to be good fun, and as you will have, and hopefully it's given you that little boost when you're exhausted from what you've been doing, and still I have yet to do to get everything in order. Is that people are excited to get started.
Oh, definitely. And I think that was from probably the first proper taste of that was when there was an open track day on Monday, and I managed to speak to some of the guys that were there, and you just can't help but be excited by the prospect. I know it's stressful and there's still cars to get ready and anything can happen, but actually I think everyone's probably coped quite well dealing with a new team, and there's a lot of administration, systems are different. The rev up system's really good. Sorry, that's my dog sitting on the light there. I think. Yeah, so it's been good to know that everyone's coped really well with being bombarded by emails. And likewise, if there's anything that anybody wants to mention very briefly this evening that you don't have, that you need, that would be important for us to share with you tomorrow, Steve, Shirley, and myself are all planning on being in the office. So either pop in and see us or drop us a quick email or just pick the phone up if necessary, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all in order, and I can assure you, everybody's working so hard, and a degree of learning on the job, as you heard there from quite a few people. Hey, listen, we're all in this together. We can't wait. We're going to have fun. It's going to be an amazing day. You know, as you can see, this message is still coming in. John Green can't wait to get there on Monday in orange, one of our mighty Orange Army. Lewis Bird, obviously, be racing. Good evening, Kat. Richard Beard, we know that'll be looking after all the teams in orange. Evening, both. Nick Gwinnett, good evening. Oh, my dad's still saying the halo might be there, but it's a wee bit tarnished. Hey, with dads like that, who needs enemies, eh? Oh, I don't know where this reputation comes from. No peace for the wicked, that's supposed to say, then, Kat. Yeah, you get no peace at all, especially as I then dragged you onto the show. That was it this evening. I said, Kat, fancy coming on?
Well, I will share a little funny with you, Chris. Well, I won't actually say it. I won't broadcast it because it's not broadcastable. But when I see you, remind me to show you the predictive spelling that happened on my phone on a message to Rich, Shirl, and Steve earlier about race day.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Remind me to do that.
I've got to
we've
see
got
that.
Too many young people watching to.
I like the fact that you were gonna, and then you went, no.
I know. I forgot. I thought it was you and I talking.
My brain does that when I'm commentating, when I'm about to go. No. Leave that back here. It's not coming out. It's not safe. Craig Tompkinson. I met Kat on Monday. Lovely lady. I'm certain she'll do a great job. And that'll have been someone that's sadly had entered a car in the saloons and has basically switched to a different car and in the hot hatches now. So you've obviously helped and made an impression there. So great job. Daniel Williams, evening, Dawes. Can't wait for Monday. I'm meant to be racing, but car's not ready. But we'll be there to see what I'm up against on the 2nd of May in the hot hatch class. Evening, Kat.
Hi, Daniel.
There's quite a few that are going to watch their competition on this weekend, ready to enter as soon as they're ready. It's quite crazy, really. Tina Weston, the hot hatch coordinator. Evening, everyone. Roll on Monday. Absolutely. Pete Spiller says, all been smooth from this end. Good man. Chris Mason, didn't you trip over your halo, Dawsey? Well, you never know. I mean, I've found that you can use a halo for many, many things, to be honest with you. Let that one go. The Lewis Bird says, mate, unfortunately, I've had to withdraw. Car isn't ready. I'm hopefully testing on the 28th of April, ready for 2nd of May. I'll tell you what, that's going to be blooming busy, isn't it? That particular date. See, this is why I've got a tarnished halo, is that my old man's encouraging me to say the bad jokes. So you know where it comes from. Matt Coyle, he also is the saloon coordinator. He says, hey, Kat, thanks for all your help. Can't wait to help out on Monday with whatever you need. I'll be bringing Twixes.
Oh, brilliant. I'll definitely turn up then.
Exactly. Oh, I got a lovely extra guest, the Elms B&B. Julia from the Elms, that's at Snetterton, and it's just Julia and Alan that own this B&B. East Harling, just down from Snetterton, is where I always stay when I'm commentating there. They look after me. It's like I go to an extra family when it's there. They're so lovely. Welcome to the show, guys. It's lovely to see you. And I'm sorry that I've let you down for the booking I had next month, where I was going to be at Snetterton, but I'm now going over to Germany to cover a rather large race for the World Feed, which I'm rather excited about. So bless you for your understanding. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you in June. And welcome to the show, guys. I hope you're well. Yeah, my old man's even said F1 found a very good use for a halo. That's true. That's true. It was unpopular to start with, and it went well. Tim Adams, add me to the list of spectators, hopefully out in May. We're going to have reserves in May, aren't we, at this rate, I reckon? Get your entries in early for the May Day.
May Day is open now, so do it.
Yes, book in, everybody, get yourself in. And Elms, bless them, they understand. That's cool. Yeah, Kipo says, your dad is ripping you tonight, mate. Yes, he always does. Me and my dad are like best mates. He's just a legend. He's wicked, absolutely wicked. Oh, there we go. And Emma's gone, Guten Abend, Dawes Hunger. Well, I was born in Germany, as my dad would say. My mum and dad were in the Air Force. I was born over there. Do you know, this is how good my dad is, right? When I was away at university, I turned, what would it have been, 21 when I was down away from home, in a house away from all my family. And he was desperately trying with people like Noel Edmonds and people like that to get it that they were going to turn up with German SS to drag me off, make out they had to drag me off national service, because he always made out they were in the Air Force over in Germany and I was born over there, but English American Air Force Base, all of that, no problem. But he's always said that you then had to go and register that I was British. And he's always said, don't tell your mum, but I actually missed it by a couple of days. But just don't tell your mum. And he's always run this joke on for years and years and years. And then on my 21st, he was trying to get German military to turn up at my university house and make out they were dragging me away so that I wouldn't even be able to check with Dad if it was right, because he wouldn't be there. Hey, that's love, isn't it? Just legend. Tony Cooper says, good evening, Chris. My new car isn't quite ready, so racing C1s this weekend at Snetterton, but would love to watch the competition on the way home if anyone has a spare ticket. So, Tony, another one that's not quite ready to go yet. We look forward to seeing you back. Lewis Bird's already entered. Mark Sutton, one more to the list of spectators on Monday, hoping to be out in May. What's wrong with you guys? I bet you've remembered your Easter eggs for Easter weekend, just not your car. Well, at least we know it's going to be even busier, Kat. That's the main thing.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great.
Right, because I promised you I wasn't going to keep you excessively long, and we've got some guests as well to bring on in the back room as well. Anything else that anybody needs to be aware of that
yes, if that's okay. I was going to send another email out a little bit later on this evening, just to say, don't forget to sign on online, which you can do via RevUp. So just log into your account. On the top, you have all the tabs. To the far right is log out, and next to that is sign on. So again, if you have any issues with signing on electronically in advance, just give us a quick call and we can help you out with that. I'm sure there'll be some that will need to sign on in person anyway on Monday, so the driver's sign on would be there as normal. Tickets that haven't made it out for whatever reason, late entries, of which we've had a few, they'll all be enveloped and with security on the gate, so don't panic about that. And also the scrutineering. So just to really briefly mention, Chris, the self-check scrutineering form. So I gather that for Motorsport UK, you could either opt for 100% of in-person scrutineering or a 25% at each race. So we're trialing the 25%. Those that have been picked have been emailed individually. So you'll know that you're going to have to do that. But could everybody competing please fill out a self-scrutineering check, which is on the Howard's Day tab on the website. Again, I'll put that link in the email via RevUp. I know you're bombarded with emails, but it seems the best way to communicate, as well as social media. And send us a copy if you want to. We're happy to keep a copy on your behalf, although you should try and keep one with you. So I think that's it. I don't believe there's any outstanding questions. If somebody hasn't heard back about something and you need to, could you just let us know? It's been quite a busy week, getting everything ready, at the circuit, just kind of getting it spectator and visitor friendly as much as anything else. So Les and the team have been doing a great job, as well as Rich and all the marshals and everyone else involved, because there's such a lot of work that maybe sometimes people perhaps don't, maybe they do appreciate it, I don't know, but it's a much bigger picture, isn't it?
You don't see it, do you? That's the point.
No, you really don't. And even I've been sort of shocked by the amount of times you have to just keep revisiting things, because you do a task and you sort of send it off to, say, TSL for the timing, and then you realize that you're missing transponder numbers, and some, registrations are late coming in. Quite a few registrations are late coming in. Not that I'm actually highlighting that fact. And you just got to keep visiting it, haven't you, right through until, well, Monday morning, I guess. I think a few people are coming on Sunday. So if you are thinking of arriving on Sunday, make sure you check the paddock plan so that you're actually in the right spot, because the last thing you want is to set yourself up and then be asked to move on or move somewhere different. And it's open between 10 and 6 on Sunday. So, but again, Chris, the competitors know much more about race day than I do. So I'm probably teaching people to suck eggs. But for me, it's better if I say it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've often found is that it's like there's some people that just don't even think about it, and then they've had the winter and they just suddenly go, oh, what was that again? Because they do it on autopilot. So actually you doing it this way is really, really helpful, I tend to find. So it's absolutely brilliant. Okay.
But I think that's it. Apart from obviously, if you have been tinkering with your car and you suddenly thought, oh, this is fun, but actually there's been minimal administration required in this entry, it's probably because you haven't actually bothered to enter. So if your car is ready and you haven't heard anything from us and you try and enter or sign on or even enter for May Day Madness on the 2nd of May, which is open, as I said, it's probably because you just haven't signed on your 2022 registration form, which you have to do for your declaration for the rules and regulations. So again, it's a 2-minute ping of an email from us. We are quite busy, so we'll do our best to help everybody before race day. And and can I just say thanks to everybody in advance for all your help. It's been a massive mix of buzz, adrenaline, stress, sleepless nights, and that's without even having had the race day yet. So I don't know what the weekend's going to be like, but I'm sure it'll be fun.
Brilliant. It's going to be brilliant. Don't forget, you and I have had many conversations that you're really excited about it because you've been swept up in the personalities and everything, haven't you?
Yeah, love that. That was always the best part for me in anything that I've done, was the customer journey. So the product can be amazing, but actually you can't help but love being involved in the passion of the journey for that person that's taking part. And I think Mr. Ferguson will know that because we've spent many hours having a coffee. But and I do apologize, Ray, I wasn't actually going to be on here tonight, so I didn't fib to you on the phone earlier.
That's all my fault. That's my fault.
Yeah,
I
it's Chris's fault.
It was. She had no intention, but yes, I dragged her on just so that we can get the official lines and everything. So it's all me.
Yeah. But thank you, everybody.
Tickets.
Thank you, Chris.
I saw somebody say something about tickets. Is that all sorted now, under control?
Anyone that I spotted something on social earlier, spoke with that person. So if you haven't had are you talking about competitor packs or are you talking about spectators?
No, competitors, because I think the spectators have nothing to do with yourself, are they?
No, that's fine.
Competitor packs.
Yeah, so we'll have given them to security. So if I think tomorrow when we do just another runoff to see whether we have any more late entries, we'll tie up those that are still at the circuit and then put them in an envelope with all the tickets and the vehicle passes, paddock passes, most importantly wristbands. And again, I think for anyone that's testing tomorrow, I'll probably see first thing in the morning as well, just to say hi to a few people, and we'll have the box of stickers. So we should be able to cover off a lot of stuff tomorrow during the day as well.
Okay.
If that's okay. But yes, I think we've covered all of that. But again, just pick the phone up or drop us an email.
That's the key thing. Get in touch.
Definitely.
Don't mither on it. Don't second guess it. If you're not sure you haven't got something, or if you suddenly realise you haven't done something. And remember, the online, if you're entering late, the online is now for May Day, so you'll have to contact you guys to enter it late now.
That's correct. We can still do that, and I know I'm probably going to get into trouble because I'm sure maybe Steve and Shirl and Richard and watching, but obviously we're trying to make sure that we've got nice healthy grids, so it's likely over the next few days after tomorrow, and with cars being late and the first race of the season, that there's an expectation things will be a little bit later. So do pick the phone up or WhatsApp or message on social, because I'll keep checking all of those over the weekend, so we don't want to miss you if we don't have to.
Well, Kat, thank you very much for coming on. Now go and collapse.
Okay, yeah, thanks. I will do. And looking forward to the rest of the show.
Fantastic.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, look forward to it. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bless her. Thanks, Kat, for coming on. That was lovely. Just quickly catch up on a message. Chris Savage. Evening, Chris. Thanks for the sneaky interview. That was when we were at Silverstone. I grabbed you, didn't we? Chris Pearson says, was that Gieler? No, somewhere in Vegberg. I'm not sure. The hospital doesn't exist now. Nigel Jones, Monday will be my first ever day marshalling. Cannot wait. Welcome to the Orange Army, mate. That's absolutely wicked. JP, good evening, Chris. Great to see you back on Combe TV. Thank you, mate. Thomas, one of our young marshals and won an award for it. Was it last year? I can't remember now. Evening, Dawsy. Evening, mate. Hope those pink socks are all ready for you. Nice and clean. JP says, this all resonates with me. Some great points raised. Administration of a series is not always easy. Lots of things to chase and follow up. And I know because you're doing the student series, aren't you? You can't beat final instructions, but people don't always read them. Can't believe you'd suggest such a thing, JP. Thanks, Kat. We'll hopefully see you at some point on Monday. And Beardy says, thanks, Kat. Indeed. Thank you very much. I'm going to very quickly bring on, let me think. Right. We mentioned about students there. I'm going to bring on Alex Bewley's. They're going to be the first one. Apologies, guys. I know there's a few of you waiting, but hang fire. I'll get to you in a moment. And I know that Alex has got to disappear off shortly as well. Let me flick it the other way around. Evening, Alex. You all right, mate?
Good evening. How are we?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I saw you chuckling away in the background there.
yeah. Some
just now
raised, but
yeah. The sad news is that we've got the entry list here, and it doesn't quite include you. You're obviously doing the Wiltshire College car, and it's not quite ready, is it?
No. To be fair to the team, I'll give it to them. You know, they've put in an absolute shift in working on this car, and the changes they've made to it are phenomenal. And you know, it looks like it's just going to be brilliant. So my hat goes off to them for putting in the work. It's just not quite made this first race, which is fair enough. I just can't ask for more than what they've done, really. So, as I said, hat goes off to them. They've done spectacularly in prepping this car. But I'm just looking forward to getting out, testing it, and then whenever it is ready, getting out on the track and being part of all the fun. So, no, fair play to them lot for getting everything ready. Obviously, working on the car with the Wiltshire College and stuff, they've got students to look after as well. It's all an educational course at the end of the day. So they have priorities, and the cars do kind of fall second to that, as much as, you know, they do want to get the cars out. But yeah, unfortunately, I'll be missing out on this one. You know, this race day, as much as it's got, you know, a big meaning behind it, a very special meaning behind it, it also kind of resonates a lot with me. So yeah, unfortunately missing this one, but hopefully come May we'll be out there with everybody else.
Yeah, and that's the key thing. And I mean, remind me, are you, judging from what you said there, you're not a student at the college?
Not anymore, no.
I thought that you were previously, weren't you?
Yes, I was previously. I graduated from when it was the course run by Bath University. It was 2020 I finished, so 2 years ago. But yeah, I stayed in touch, obviously, you know, raced the car and everything. And yeah, it's fantastic. It's really, really good. But the course itself was brilliant. And, you know, the best 3 years I could have ever spent in academia. It was brilliant. If anyone knows of anyone who enjoys their cars, enjoys motorsport, wants to kind of seek out a career in it, then that is your place to go. I mean, what better place to do it? Trackside, you know, in that environment, it's fantastic. So yeah, really, really good 3 years. You know, yeah.
Well,
not much more I can say, really.
And I love it because you guys, I mean, that for me actually has got to be a really good thing, because it means you understand what the students are doing that are supporting you. So you've got it in perspective because you were one of them.
Of
so that helps brilliantly. Yeah. You're now pedaling the car and getting quicker and quicker, know what you want from it, know what you need from it.
That's it.
And I mean, like, take, for example, obviously it's yourself and Amelia Vincent are the two that are racing the two college cars. And what was her news, and sadly she's working tonight, but we will get her on at some point as well, is that she suddenly secured a job as mechanic number 2 for a Ginetta team.
Yeah. I saw that. I mean, again, fair play to her. She she's another one. She puts in the work constantly, and I seriously admire her for that. You know, she's a brilliant driver, having come from karting as well. Now, obviously, karting and racing cars, racing tin tops, is a completely different style of driving. So, you know, her first season, I'm not going to spoil her thunder too much. You know, we'll get her on the show at some point, but you know, she's a brilliant driver, and I couldn't ask for a better teammate. I really couldn't. You know, towards the end of last season, she just got quicker and quicker and quicker, and it was at the point whereby she was competitive with me. And as a teammate, that's fantastic to have someone that you can, you know, bounce off as a team. It only increases your chances of getting better as drivers. You can learn off each other. The improvement potential is exponential in that instance. So, fantastic driver, and congratulations to her for securing that job with Janetta. That's fantastic.
Because really she's obviously gone through the college as well, hasn't she? And it's good.
Of course, she has. Yeah.
Working. It's absolutely brilliant to see. What are you doing this year, both on track and off track?
I've got an awful lot going on. So I work full time at Porsche. So I work at the Porsche dealership, Cribs Causeway. So it's a tough old job. I'm full time, so you know, Monday to Friday. But as of next week, interestingly, I'm being sent on a training event to Mallorca with Porsche to go and drive some of their GT cars around a racetrack in Mallorca. So I'm certainly not bummed about that. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it.
Oh, isn't it just? So I'm looking forward to that. But my main priorities, I want to get back on the track. You know, it's such a big hobby of mine. Yeah, it's expensive, but you know, there's a reason why we all do this. We've all got a love of motorsport and cars. You know, so my main focus is to try and get on track, do as much testing as I can. Get involved in the races. I'd love to go elsewhere in the country and race elsewhere, but we'll see how that pans out. You know, I can't have everything.
Well, yeah. Not instead of, young man.
Absolutely. No, I want to do as much as I can. I want to get out there. I want to, you know, just go to different tracks, experience as much of it as I possibly can. Whilst working with Porsche and stuff, obviously everyone knows Porsche have got a fantastic motorsport heritage. And before anybody asks, no, I'm not going to be driving in the Carrera Cup or the GT3 Cup. Unfortunately, I have not got the money for that.
That's just last year's Formula 4 champion, Ollie White, that's getting to do that this year.
Yes, yeah. No, I saw that as well. So fair play.
Yeah.
In fact, I went to go and watch the Carrera Cup last September at Silverstone, and they're fantastic cars. Absolutely fantastic cars. Yeah, well-built machines they are. But, you know, I'm enjoying the job. Tough, very, very tough. But, you know, I can't complain when I'm being sent to Mallorca for 4 days to drive GT3s and GT4s.
If you tried to complain, we wouldn't let you, mate. I'm telling you. Now.
Fair enough.
So everybody now can see, this is Alex Bewley. You're in the hot hatches, the number 91 car, which is a Honda.
Yep.
Yeah, so the Honda Civic. Not racing the first one, but we'll be back. So, you know, anybody wants to go into the paddock, you'll see the college crew together, go and chat about the college courses, chat to you about the racing, all those kind of things. And we'll be getting you on as well once the car is ready, I believe is the plan, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. No, come and say hi. You know, I'm more than happy to talk to anyone about the course, about what's involved. One of the best decisions I ever made doing that course. I can't thank the lecturers enough for all the help they gave. So, yeah, I mean, when we're at the race event, we'll all be together. Just anyone who wants to come and say hi, come and say hi. I'll talk to anyone.
Brilliant. I think that sums up at this stage, mate, doesn't it? I think we've, especially with, I know that you were worried. You were like, "Oh, should we?" Because the car's not ready. No, absolutely. Let's talk about this. You've been a champion of the college. We look forward to talking more about your racing once we get that up and running with you, mate.
Perfect. Yeah,
and we'll catch up in the paddock and everything as the season goes on.
Spot on. Love it. Good stuff. Thanks for having me.
No problem. All the best, Alex Bewley. Thank you, mate.
Take care, guys.
Cheers. So a lovely comment there. Lewis Bird said, hi, Alex. It was amazing racing with you last year. Oh, look at this. We got a message. Tom Davis, my right-hand man, says, evening. Where have those 2 years gone? I know. It's crazy. So thank you for those comments. Thank you, Alex Bewley. Right. This guy's been waiting way too long. I'm going to bring in a champ. Last year's saloon car champ. Just so those guys that are in the green room, because they have no idea which order they come in, I'm going to bring on Keepo now, and then we've got Owen Hillman's going to come on, then Nathan Ward, and then we got Darren coming on. Just so you guys know the order, all right? Because I'm conscious that you had no idea when you arrived. So, you're right, Wardy. Is that okay with you, mate? Right, I'm going to bring on Keepo now. Let's bring him in. Let's switch around the way. Evening, champ. You all right, mate?
Evening, yeah. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, no problem. I can't believe that you've put your trophy in the background there.
Is that better?
Yeah. Well, you know, we got to bring trophies to the fore, haven't we, mate?
Yeah. Nice bit of trophy war.
Hey, Wardy's getting his ready now as well. I can see in the background. Goodness me. Hey, what a fantastic year last year, mate.
Yeah, we didn't expect that to begin with. But we'll take it. It was a hard-fought season from race 1 to race 8 because Ben was constantly on the old bumper.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I think actually the last one you were able to just relax yourself a bit. But the penultimate one, I'm pretty sure I had a conversation with you and you were a bit more, I'm going to say edgy, but I don't mean that in the negative sense. I just mean you were more on edge than you normally are on that penultimate race. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't got the biggest budgets in the saloons, me and Ben. I'll say that, but we have a good crack at it. We make it what it is. We always come back in the paddock with a smile on and basically have a beer afterwards. That's what it's like between us.
Exactly right. Ben Hindle himself has actually messaged saying, "Keepo, evening, buddy. You will have to pick on the Class A cars on your own now." And that's because, yeah, sadly, Ben isn't ready just yet, but hopefully he'll join us fairly soon. So that will be good. Oh, just going to quickly put up is that Chris Vinnell says, currently finishing the last few bits on the car, ready for testing tomorrow. I hope that means that we do see you back, mate. That will be brilliant. I was thinking the other day that you were going to. And don't worry, I've just seen your message, Keeper. Don't you panic. No, I mean, MGZR, you're sticking with the same car this year, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, what's it been, nearly 11, 12 years with the same car now?
Is it really?
Yeah. We bought that car. We bought that car standard as a MG trophy car. So it's bog standard apart from the race spec, and we've developed it to what it is now.
That makes it even more sweet then, doesn't it, last year? That will explain, like, I know I chatted with your dad when we got towards the pointy end of the season as well in the paddock. And you know, he was, when I say emotional, again, I don't mean as in like cry, but you could tell what it meant to him because you guys have been on this journey together. Yeah.
The car's stored in our garage. So we roll it out to do all the work on a driveway, whether it's windy, rainy, sunny or whatever. And we get Ian to help us on the race weekends. So it's literally just been 3 people.
That is cool. That makes a little bit more sense. I don't think I really appreciated that fully previously. So that is genuinely very cool. What's your plan? I mean, you've got the wonderful #1 sticker on your car, which everybody tells me it does mean a lot to have that there. What are you going for this year? Are you outright sort of going, I want to defend it, or are you a bit more retrospective about it?
I'm a bit more retrospective, in all honesty. There's a lot quicker cars out there this year. So to hold the #1 would be very difficult. I've done it, and now I'm just going to relax and enjoy the racing again, the way it should be.
Which could make you more dangerous. You know, they say that when someone suddenly, the monkey's off the back, so to speak, as you then relax and just enjoy it more, is that, you know, people make mistakes when they put pressure on themselves.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. To be honest, it sounds silly, but the racing the Citroen C1's a lot slower car is actually helped me with control of the MG. Because
really,
to drive that thing quick on the edge, you're sliding it and you get car control confidence. Now in the MG, it's quite planted, so I can brake later, and I'm not afraid to slide the MG like I was before I started racing the C1s.
Yeah, but your grass cutter.
Not much last season.
And look what good it did you. You won the championship, mate.
I'm in the wrong motorsport. I should be rallying or grass track racing.
Tim Perry, one of the Orange Army, says that's a lovely story in history for you and the car, and I agree. That is that's the whole point, and that's what we love here, and this is what conversations like this are good for. Okay, so we know that you're entering the saloons with the MGZR. You've had a great year last year, great build up to it, and you're just going to enjoy it and see where it takes you, and you're racing the C1s again.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I bought the car off Jade Edwards' dad, Jim Edwards Jr. So that's a bit of history as well from the car.
Did you really? Wow, okay. And of course, Jade Edwards is in the British Touring Cars again this year.
Yeah, there were sponsorship stickers on the side of the car for Jade and Chloe, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What is that? Hang on. There you go. You and Mr. K will be missed this weekend, James. I presume that means you're not doing the C1s this weekend.
No, it's a bit too much travelling and budget to go to Snetterton and then back to Combe for Monday.
Righto, got you. Well, that's nice, Tony Cooper, because you race with him, don't you?
Yeah, looking forward to doing the 24 hours at Silverstone with him. So fingers crossed, and we'll do all the other ones with him.
Yeah, I was asked to be part of the commentary team for that, and I was quite tempted with it, but I can't remember. I think I was already booked somewhere else, or for half of it, or something like that. And it would have been fun to have joined you guys in that and everything, because you tell you guys have a whale of a time. It does look wicked. I've commentated on the C1s and the KAs and things like that are these sort of like smaller cars and endurance racing, and it just looks wicked.
It would be at home for you because there'd be after Combe lot. The Prebbles would be there.
Yeah.
Sam Stride, Tony, myself. It'd just be like home for you.
Exactly. You'd even have the kettle on for me and everything, wouldn't you? I know.
Yeah, and the beer fridge or the gin fridge.
Well, you know, the tea would be on the go. Well, listen, mate, it's so good to catch up with you. Congratulations on winning the championship last year. Good luck with this year, and we'll catch up with you as the year goes on.
Thank you very much. See you Monday.
Thank you, buddy.
Cheers.
Much appreciated. So there we go. That was James keeping. I've been strict now, trying to keep it to the real sort of limit here. Matt Coyle says, evening, spirit of Castle Combe there. Absolutely. That's what it's all about. Just going to quickly put up Chris Mason, our very own Chris Mason says, just want to say happy anniversary to the current Mrs. Mason. See, careful, mate. I get in trouble for calling her the current Mrs. Dawes, and you'll get in trouble for that one now. The current Mrs. Mason, 10 years of marriage tomorrow, and also a very happy birthday to Mrs. M for Saturday. Love from me and Joshy. I think you recovered yourself in the end then, mate. You're all right. You're all right. Right. Who are we going to bring in next? It was Owen Hillman. Let me bring in Owen. Let me switch it around again. Good evening, sir.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Your hair's a bit different to the last time.
Yeah, I had the long hair. We've cut the hair
did?
off. The hair. Weight saving this season.
Oh, I see. Yeah, good point. Good point.
Joking. You have to ignore the room as well. It's a bit of a work in progress. If you can see the focus, it's looks like an astronaut base or something. Focus on race cars around here rather than home renovations. So
yeah, I know what you mean.
Got like rusty beams and all sorts going up there. So.
Fabulous. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, is that a name that we'll know from Castle Combe for some time, and certainly a bright green car, is Neil Greenland, and he's your stepdad.
Yeah, my stepdad. Yeah, so he basically got me into the racing. I come from a motocross background actually. So no car experience, no karting, nothing at all, but just injury after injury. And he was nagging me the whole time, get off the bikes, let's get on the cars, get on the cars. And I was just, no, I don't want to race, because I was watching him at Combe every meeting. And I'd be saying, no, I don't want to get in the car, Yeah, go on, get in the car. So done my knee again for the third time. You know, I'm like 23 years old and I've had 4 or 5 knee ops. So started building this Mini, and it all went from there, really. So here we are.
Was it Jake Alden? Wasn't he an ex-motocross racer as well?
He might be, yeah, possibly. Yeah. A few guys tend to go down that route. I speak to people on track days and stuff, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I came from motocross sort of thing," because cage, harness, everything. It's a little bit safer than being projectiled off and all sorts. So.
Although the flip side is that those that do bike racing of any description kind of go, yes, but if I have an incident, I'm flung clear of it. And
True. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I had an Avon Rise incident, and I was thinking that as well with all the whiplash and everything. I thought, hang on a minute, it still hurts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do. It's the faux confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I have to say, you know, your stepdad, obviously the boss of Pro Alloys, and we're really appreciative is that he even sort of supported championships there as well. So he's really supported.
Yeah.
And then to see you come along, and I have to say, the skill, the speed was there straight away, which I could tell that your dad, stepdad, was chuffed. Neil was happy with that.
Oh yeah, definitely,
very proud.
I think it was.
Did you take yourself by surprise?
A little bit, to be honest with you, because that first round, believe it or not, I'd been to Combe once before on a damp morning where it was supposed to be drying out. That was my first time out in the Mini. I'd done Cadwell Park before that because we'd done the Time Attack series. So we had a little shakedown at Cadwell again, torrential, day got red flag, cancelled everything. Combe on a wet day, done the Avon Rise Classic, back end come round, ripped the car off. Whilst Neil's rebuilding the car at work, I went and done my odds tests on a Tuesday. Done Keevil, little shakedown on the car, Keevil Airfield on Thursday. And then I raced the Combe that Monday. So first time at Combe in the dry, you know, straight on the grid. Done my odds test like the week or 2 weeks before. So straight in the deep end. But again, because I've got that racing experience with the bikes, that pressure and that situation did feel quite natural, even though I wasn't too experienced in the car. So yeah, I've really surprised me. Even qualifying, I think I qualified 8th or something, and you know, I came in and 8th, and I'd done a 16.3 or something first time out. So yeah, 8th place. I was thinking, do I really want to be 8th place? We had a full grid that day, and I've not even done a race start in this car. I'm asking them how many revs I should rev it to, and you know, so. Yeah,
well, I mean, but that's the beauty of it, and genuinely, we were impressed with you, and I should be following everything you do because it's been impressive through the whole time.
Yeah,
and you certainly got, from memory, you got a driver of the day from us at one point.
Yeah, I think I was due on it at that first round, but
oh yes, but you picked up a penalty.
Yeah, I had a 5 second. I finished third in the race.
We kind of went, we can't do that if he's got a penalty.
Exactly. Yeah, it's third in the race and first in class, but a 5 second penalty pushed me behind Darren Duffield, so second in class and fourth. But again, you know, bittersweet, but still really good day.
Yeah, a lovely. A lovely comment is that Keepo's put in, Neil helped me with repairing and repainting my alloys. That's the spirit of the Combe Saloons family.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. It is, and I bet you found that straight away as soon as you're in. That's the, and that's what I love what you're doing, because, and we'll come on to the external thing that you guys are doing, which is really exciting. But as you may have guessed, by the way, when you said this to me, I hadn't even looked at the entry list when you said you're not getting rid of me that easy. You are down to be racing on Easter Monday, and you're going to do whatever ones doesn't clash with what we're going to talk about in a minute. And I love that, but it's a bit different. It's a Honda Civic EP3.
Yeah. So basically this year we're racing the Civic Cup. That's the main focus. And the car is eligible, so it fits in Class A in the hot hatch. But we're on, with the Civic Cup, it's proper same car racing. So everyone's on 1.2 weight, so everyone's in the same weight with the ballast. Fuel, they weigh you end of the race in the car, so everyone's the exact same car weight. 237 brakes, so everyone's ECU sealed, same, you know, so full grid. They do reverse grid for the second race, so proper, you know, you check the top 15 and they're all within a second, so it's really down to the driver. But so the car does fit in Class A, but obviously in the hot hatch you're allowed to go as crazy as you want with the power and as light as you want. So we're probably not going to be at the sharp end competitive, but again, it's just a perfect opportunity for us to be, you know, doing a race start, getting in the mix. And we do have a round there with the Civic Cups on the 6th of August. We're running alongside you guys, so and the TCRs, so we're just getting a bit of practice for that, really. The only change for the car is taking off the front splitter, so we should be able to get some like good settings and stuff. So not allowed to run the splitter, but other than that, the car is as cup spec. So I'm going to be running it with the ballast as I would on that day. So it's given me a good opportunity, you know, to be having a little tussle with people, even if it is a little bit further back. You know, you can't beat being in the mix sort of thing. And
no, it's about finding the race. We always said that, and that's one of the great
definitely.
things. You'll always find a race. And
definitely.
Picking up on your the Civic Cup thing is that you're running. There's 2 cars, isn't there, that's going to be running the team?
Yeah.
You're doing a whole season in one.
I'm doing the whole season. Yeah, in my car. So I've got my car, and then we're running a second car, which is basically a complete sister car, identical. Like I said, spec, colours, everything. We need to rewrap the roof to like differentiate them a little bit because they honestly
do.
They're honestly we've changed the mirrors. One's got yellow mirrors and one's got orange, but we're just like this when you're going round, you can't work it out. But
so now you know how we feel up in
the
definitely.
Yeah, this is real bad. You're on the pit wall and you can't even work out which one's going past. It's just so yeah, we're not running. We were going to try and get one of our drivers out this Monday because we're going to try and get him in at Combe as well because one of our drivers, you know, obviously a local Combe guy, he's going to be trying to do a couple of the Combe rounds to get warm up for this before the Civic Cup. So we are going to still run that car as well, but we've got some work to do for it before round 1, which is 2 weeks after Howard's Day. So we're not going to do it this round, but other than that, we should be running it at nearly every Combe round as well. So we should have both Civics out there. So
awesome.
Yeah,
so awesome. And let's just sort of like quickly, but I hope you don't mind that we are going to say this. We know it's the Combe family and people are going to love this. Is that right? Who have we got?
Right, I'll go through them now. I've got it up for you. So round 1 at Cadwell Park, we got Will de Claudio, obviously.
That's so cool. We haven't seen him race for a little while, have we?
A few years out. Yeah, so he's been coming testing with us and shaking down the car, helping. Round 2 is Josh Cook, obviously British touring car driver. Yeah. Everyone knows Josh Cook. Round 3 at Alton Parks, Gary Preble. Again,
we kind of know him.
Yeah, kind of know him. Yeah. Round 4 is Simon Thornton Norris, which again is Castle Combe on the 6th of August. So we were trying to maybe get Simon out at this Howard's Day, but like I said, the car's not quite ready, and we want to make sure when they go out testing it's tip-top condition. So
right.
He's gonna hopefully, you know, round 2 of the Civics clashes with Combe, so we won't be at that one, but the one after, hopefully we should have both cars out. So, but then, back onto it. Will's doing round 5 at Donington, and then Josh Harvey for round 6, back to Brands Hatch, and then round 7's Adam Preble at Snetterton. So we've went for everyone, you know, some real good local Combe drivers. So we might be going away from Combe, but we're taking the drivers with us, sort of thing, for one weekend. So
it is great, and I mean, I think that anybody should tell you is that once you're in the vortex of the Combe environment, the Combe family, is that we still watch, we still support, we still cheer, and I mean, crikey, I know Nathan Ward's in the background there. He'll tell you things that, like the Walter Hayes, for example. There's always this. He's nodding. He knows it. There's always that massive support for the Combe drivers.
The Combe drivers, definitely. Yeah, we always find ourselves doing it when Gary's racing the classic saloons and all that. We always watch it and stuff. So and even Josh races the British touring car again. When we're watching that, we're always supporting and stuff. So really cool to like have all these local guys and.
Yeah.
We've been going testing with 2 or 3 of them, and we're all having a good crack on the day, and learning a lot about the cars. So it's actually been a real good experience for all of us, I think, and all the drivers are real excited. So it's gonna be tough because some of these guys have been racing these Civics 6-7 years. But
well, with that in mind, and I'm conscious we're sort of getting towards the end of your time, but to sort of say what. Is this year just a building year, or are you kind of going for it from the get-go?
I think the other guys are going to be real competitive, to be honest. They're all real good drivers, so I think they'll be right at the sharp end of the field again. 1st to 10th is reverse grid after the first race because you get 2 races on the day. Yep. So you get a 10th. Let's say they might not be happy with that. Next race they start from 1st, and when you're within a second of people. You've got a real fighting chance at taking a win then. So I think those guys are going to be definitely up the sharp end. For me, it's more, I'm still, even though I had a really good year last year, it's still fresh to me. So I've done the time attack, so I have experienced a lot of these tracks because I've done that last year. But just a learning year for me, really. If I can get some good results, I'm just happy to be in the mix and learning every weekend, and especially with all these really good drivers, they're teaching me loads already. So, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the season pans out, and
I'll be interested to catch up with you then maybe in a few months' time, because once you've got a few of them under your belt,
definitely,
then you've got a better idea, haven't you? And it's
exactly, better gauge sort of thing. Yeah, definitely, because like I said, we're going in a little bit blind. We know these guys are really good drivers, but some of these teams that have been doing it 5-6 years, they know all the little tricks of the trade, if you want to call it that. So
and one of the key things I've noticed about this championship is that, I'm not going to make any bones about it. In the early stages of this championship, it was a bit crash bang wallop. It isn't now. It's very strictly
driving standards are really strict. So so hopefully some real good clean racing. But again, we've got the round at Castle Combe on the 6th of August. So
and who did you say was in the car for that one?
Simon's doing that one because he races the time attack in his Evo. So that's the only round that's not running alongside the time attack. So he's going to race the Combe, and the other guys. So Simon's going to be at all the rounds anyway. So he'll be over by the setup when Gary and all that's there. So like I said, we'll be camping together. It's going to be real good every weekend, but especially that weekend when we're 10 minutes away from Combe. So all the family there, and hopefully everyone's supporting us. I don't think you'll be able to miss the cars, bright yellow and orange. So should be a real good day. Fingers crossed.
I do, and you'll be in the paddock. Go and speak to you guys and catch up. Paddock's back open again. People can wander in.
Definitely. I'm looking forward
and that's
to
the beauty. This is what I'm also trying to do now with this show. And thanks to the guys for being so patient in the background. And I know that I'm keeping you waiting and all of that. And I kept you waiting, Owen. What you were there for a good while. I appreciate it. Is that I want people to suddenly. I remember me as the spectator. From 5 years old, sat up at Quarry Corner, is absolutely blown away, absolutely excited, but what you see is the car, the name, the number, and you see a helmet inside the car or whatever. And I always remember how amazed I was when I got to go in and see the racing drivers in the paddock.
Actually see the drivers,
And this is like giving people that opportunity to see you, to get to know you, because no one knows that the real drivers, and this is a great opportunity, and to have that confidence to go and speak to you. And I always give the advice to you drivers is don't forget that us fans, that a lot of them are too nervous to come and speak to you.
Definitely.
You guys don't see it that way because you're just there doing something you enjoy. It's a hobby and all of that. And it's like, no, speak to them, let them take photos with you, with the car, whatever it is. It's just a lovely. And this is now people, you've seen Owen as well. Go and see him, go and have a chat. The whole team's going to be there. And it's going to be great fun.
I'm looking forward to it,
best of luck, Owen, with it.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Cheers. Appreciate it.
And we'll see you. I'll see
Monday.
You know that.
I'll see you Monday.
There.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Buddy.
Cheers. See you later, guys. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Bye. See, this is what this show's all about, and I think we're going to do a lot more of these, where we're going to bring in multiple people and get to him. What a lovely young man, and I'm really excited to see that one, how that one's going to go. Anne Fernandez says, proud of you, Owen. 100% agree, and in fact, Kat messaged me and said, what a lovely young man as well, and I agree, that was so cool. Tim Perry says, thanks, Owen, and good luck with this season. And totally agree. A couple of quick messages and we'll bring on our next one. Phil Martin, evening all. Orange Army family, evening all. Tim Olds, evening Dawsy, hello mate. Artified, watching on YouTube, as we can tell there. What a brilliant channel. Well done, Castle Combe, for bringing us this kind of content. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Chris Pearson says, look forward to shooting you, Owen. Just in case anybody's wondering, he's a photographer, all right? He's not a racing driver with a grudge, so it's okay. He's allowed to say that. It's not a problem. And Kipo said, best of luck, Owen. Matt Parr said, good luck, Owen. That's the spirit. These guys are in the green room back there, and they're saying all of this stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Jet Dawes joined us. Dilly, it's gin time. Start them engines, and let's have a great season. If you say it's gin time, mate, I'll join in too. You've corrupted me. I wasn't going to drink any gin. Right, let's bring on our next boy. We're going single-seaters now. Let me swap this round because it's Nathan Ward. Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for hanging fire in the background there, mate. Much appreciated. And thank you for joining us. Class B champion again last year.
Yes, yeah, it was incredible. The whole season, the car just ran perfectly. Had some really good battles with some of the A cars, some of the B cars, even some of the C cars at some points. So it just goes to show how competitive the field is.
No, exactly. Thomas, one of our young Orange Army, says hi, Nathan. Julie Atwood says hi, Nathan.
Hi everyone.
They're all flirting with you now because never going to fit. Hello, Nathan. I fixed the sim. Good luck this year.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Tim Perry, one of our Orange Army. Hey, Mr. Ward, more for fun this year.
Of course.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tony Olds, evening, Nathan. So they're all piling in. Now, I don't know whether this is absolutely correct, but I was looking at the entry list that there may be a couple of bits that need to be tweaked, but it seemed to suggest joining you in Class B could be Richard Higgins. But would a Van Diemen RF91 be in Class B?
Yes, that's right. So he won the Class C championship last year, and it looks like he's coming to play with me this year, which I'm looking forward to.
That is gonna be good.
We've had some great battles over the years. Both when we were both in A cars, we were very, very similar pace. So I'm hoping that he'll be coming out to play as soon as possible.
I do like the sound of that. He's definitely on the list. Obviously, Paul Barnes was getting strong at the end of the year as well.
Yeah, definitely.
He always threatens that he's going to retire, and I keep telling him he can't.
Well, the longer he stays around, the better it is.
100%. Samuel Street's out in the Swift Cooper as well in class.
Yeah, he's been going very well in the last few meetings as well.
Exactly, and Sean Macklin as well in Class B. I mean, that I got to be honest and say, Class B looks exciting.
Well, especially as most of those drivers are in Swift 92s, and it's the 30th anniversary of the car this year.
Is it? I should know that, so thank you for saving me there. I'll just pretend I know. Oh, I've just admitted it. Chris Pearson says, "Hola, Nathan." He's not said he's shooting you, so you're safe.
That's all right. I'm safe.
Sam Tompkins, good luck this weekend, Nathan. Our very own Emma Strawford. Evening, Nath. You got kisses as well, mate.
Ah, wow. Only the two, though.
Pearson says, forget about the sim. Or forgot about the sim. There we go. Richard Higgins. Hi, we're looking forward to this one, aren't we? I mean, it's going to be absolutely wicked. Hopefully a bit more luck because Adam had all sorts of problems with his car at Donington Park this last weekend. But fingers crossed that'll all be sorted. And we might even see Adam at some point in the class, presumably a Class A car.
And Bob, of course. Can't forget Bob.
Yeah, I kind of, interestingly, he's not on the list in Class D at the moment, but he was out at Donington Park in it and did very, very well in the United Formula 4, James Beckett's new championship this year. Oh, thanks, Richard. As an afterthought, he's gone, and Chris. Thanks, mate. Love you too, mate. I mean, you obviously took a hiatus for a little while, didn't you, with house purchase, all those kind of
real life caught up with me.
Yeah, damn thing. But you came back with aplomb. I think it was, ironically, was it not first pandemic year that you came back?
It was COVID year 2020.
Yeah, because your mum and better half, I'm going to say, sorry mate, they were watching on the stream and everything, weren't they?
Yes, yeah, that's right. So I was racing Class A up until about 2017, and then, like you say, had a couple of years off. And then in 2020, Kevin Mills and I got chatting, and as you do, one thing led to another, and he ended up rebuilding the 92 car for me so that I could go and play with the Class B boys. And actually, that car used to be owned by Felix Fischer, who still races in the championship, Keith Sprules, who, you know, that's the name
that award we have, don't
exactly.
We? Yeah.
And Andrew Jones, and they're all former very successful Formula 4 drivers. So the car sort of needed me to live up to its reputation.
And interesting, by the way, when you just mentioned Felix Fischer, Josh Fisher's back this year as well.
Yes. Yeah,
how cool is that? I mean,
I think there'll be some Fisher rivalry.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, the beauty is that Class A, we're going to have so much excitement in Class A. Class B, we've just said, has got even better. Class C looks pretty good as well. I mean, the Formula Fords are alive and kicking. I know we've got lots of Formula Ford fans that are watching, myself is included. I adore commentating on Formula Fords. Because my phrase that I always use is that our job in the commentary box is to just read the story that you guys write on the circuit, and Formula Ford's just, the writing just happens. You know, it just doesn't stand still, does it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Exactly. So, so that's cool. So you did 2020, which was a very, very weird year for everyone, but you did it. You did well. It got a bit harder for you last year, but you still just absolutely dominated. Amazing. Let me just make sure I remind myself exactly. Is with 8 wins, 2 seconds, and 8 fastest laps out of 10 rounds.
It was a good year.
Yes, exactly. Or an avantage year, obviously. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, absolutely brilliant. And how are you feeling going into this new year? I mean, are you excited that it looks like you're going to have even more competition for it, though?
Absolutely, yeah. That's what it's all about, because motorsport is just my passion. It's not about the winning, it's about the racing, and I find it more enjoyable having more of a challenge. We've done a bit of development work on the car over the winter season, and we sort of debuted it at the media day. Everything ran absolutely faultlessly. The car was reliable. All the data shows that it's going to be as reliable and even faster than last year. So we're really looking forward to getting going.
Yeah, because you had a couple of challenges with it. Was it the beginning of the last season?
It was the season that I came back. It was 2020. We had some electrical gremlins that sort of knocked me back for the first meeting. And of course, that was only 4 race days. So I went into the second race day being 0 points in the championship and having to sort of claw it back as we went along.
Yeah, because it was. I remember you and the whole team like going, I don't know. What you had to really chase the car, didn't you? Like deep to try and find.
Yeah. It was using the data logger. It was using diagnostics equipment. It was changing different parts of the electrical system, the the ignition system, and we just could not get to the bottom of it. And it turns out in the end it was a faulty battery. So the battery that was brand new, it had been fully charged, it was holding charge. It just wasn't performing as it should have been. So qualifying went well. We got onto the grid. Lights went out, and so did the car.
Yeah, and I remember you going, "It can't be the battery because it's brand new." And then it turned out it ridiculously was. I mean, just unbelievable. But you know, this great challenge. Your better half says, "I'll be there watching, probably with my hands over my eyes this year." The good news is you won't be though, Nathan. You won't.
Well, I can't promise that. Maybe one hand.
The bad news, actually, I've just had this one from Richard saying I have COVID, so may not be out. Not sure yet. We're supposed to be testing tomorrow, and that's not happening now.
Oh no! Get well soon, mate.
Yeah, get well soon, Mr. H. And sorry to hear that. And of course, we hope you are out. We know that by the sounds of it, though, he's going to be out and fighting. So that's good news, because it is. We love the entertainment, don't we? And you know me, I'll always make a soap opera out of everything. So it's all good fun. So I mean, what's the plans this year? You're obviously going to go for the Class B Championship again.
Yeah. Like you say, it's to be competitive. It's to have fun. It's to keep the reliability going from last year. Obviously, the championship is the main aim of the game, but we'll see how it goes. I did the Walter Hayes Trophy at the end of last year, which is the first time for a few years that I've done that, and that was really, really exciting in the pre-93 race, which is effectively the Class B race. Qualified on the front row, took the lead off the start, and then it just got manic. At one point, I think we were about 5 wide going into Copse, and it was the most intense race I've ever had.
I have to say, if anybody watching this has not been and watched the Walter Hayes, you have to. I found it really, really late. I'd already started commentating, and I'd been commentating for a few years. And I'm pretty sure actually it was Richard Higgins that I was stood chatting with him in the paddock, and we were talking about the Walter Hayes, and I was like, oh yeah, that's the Formula Ford race, and I didn't appreciate what it was, and they were like going, you got to come and see it, you got to come and see it, and James Beckett gave me a ticket to go and watch it. Oh my God, it's like unbelievable. They come from all around the world to do this. There's like so many Formula Fords, and it's like lots of practices. There's lots of heats to then qualify for semi-finals, last chance. But actually, there's a last chance.
It's a 4-day event. It's huge.
And then it becomes an eventual semi-finals down to a final. And I sat in the grandstand, the BRDC grandstand. They tend to open up there, and it was akin to a football match. And I'm told that you guys can sense it when you get down into that section, that you can hear the grandstand because they are going nuts.
Absolutely. It's
so busy on circuit. It's so much action that you've got to do, and there's so much atmosphere. So anybody who hasn't been to it, get yourself down to Silverstone. It's normally sort of early November, I think, isn't it?
Yes,
sort of like around fireworks night, sort of that sort of time, isn't it?
But only if you've come to every race at Combe this year.
Of course, absolutely. Yeah. Rightly so, is that Julie Atwood said, good luck, Kieran Atwood. We agree. Good luck, Kieran Atwood. And she says, good luck, Nathan. You didn't need to get yourself out of trouble. We accept that you're going to be cheering for Kieran a little bit more.
Only a little bit.
Yeah, that's acceptable. Our start legend, Keith Rain, says, good luck to all. And absolutely. So I'm just going to quickly say, Charlie Bird says, or Chab, as many of you might know him, hey, Dawes, has an entry list been released? Not officially. I have one, but you don't. It's nearly there. It will be published very, very soon on the CC Racing Club. Are you doing water haze this year?
We'll see how it goes. It all depends on budget. We were quite lucky last year to have a few more supporters. This year, it's we'll have to see how it goes.
Fine. You don't do the festival, do you, at Brands?
No. I went to Brands a few years ago and just prefer Combe.
Yeah, no, it's quite. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I think it's Marmite, isn't it? You either love it or scare the crap out of yourself. I think is the reality.
It was definitely the latter.
Yeah, and I don't understand, but then that's why I commentate rather than race. Plus, I'd be crap anyway, but that's another story. Listen, it absolutely amazing to hear from you. Congratulations on the back-to-back Class B titles last year. We look forward to seeing how it's going to go. It sounds like it's going to be exciting as hell, and we look forward to having the big crowds back again. I think, don't we, as well?
Absolutely, it's going to be a really good year.
And of course, that includes in the paddock. People are allowed in the racing paddock. I know we kind of got it back at the end of last year, but people can come in. You'll be in the Kevin Mills Racing awning, presumably. Is that right?
Well, Kevin's actually moving up in the world. He's running a GB4 team this year, so he's going to be quite tied up with that. So it looks like I'm going to be privateer this year. But if anyone wants to come and see me in the paddock, feel free. Come and have a look at the car, see what it's all about, ask any questions. It'd be great to see you there.
And I know you're a key one, that you do sort of like like the kids, for example, have photos with the car and all that sort of stuff. I know you've been keen for that one, because you even support. Are you still involved in the karting side of things?
Informally, yes. I previously worked for a karting organisation that was aimed to bring in young drivers into the sport. Now I just sort of help out evenings and weekends, and it's like my Sunday league motorsport.
And you still at Jaguar Land Rover?
That's a long story. I'll come and find you in the
normally
paddock.
Is. Whenever I ask anyone that story,
that's an evening's interview in itself.
My cousin used to be there as well, and I get it. I know. But there we go. Listen, thank you so much for coming on, mate. I know you were waiting. Thank you for your patience.
No problem at all.
We'll catch up with you on Monday.
And of course, thank you to all the organisers and everyone behind the scenes that makes the racing possible. Marshals, rescue, medical. We couldn't do it without you. Looking forward to seeing you, Thomas.
Yeah, absolutely. There he goes. Hang on, what's that? The Water Haze trophy was a great day, says Thomas, and I agree, mate. I know. So take care, mate, and we'll see you on Monday.
Great. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Nathan. So that's Nathan Ward. You'll be able to go and see him racing in there as well. Let me just double check so you know. Look for number 20. I should know that. He's always number 23. That's his. In fact, I should have shown you, Nathan. I know you can hear me in the background. On the back of my clipboard that I use, my blue see-through clipboard, I've got your Dayglow 23 number in the background. Yes, I've got that on my clipboard. So whenever I'm holding like this, people see your number. So there we go. Advertising. Right. we're going to move on now to, let me just double check that one. You're welcome, mate. No problem. I'm going to go for Darren Duffield now. You're next, Matt. I know you're sat there. You're after this one, mate, but I'm going to go Darren Duffield to start with because he was here before you. Let me switch it around. Evening, Darren.
Evening. You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, mate. Thank you for your patience, buddy. Sitting
That's
in the
all
background there. And I like your positioning. You got the car in the background that you did warn me that it will be impossible to miss.
Exactly. That's important now, isn't it? Got to see us on track.
100%. It means I talk about you more then.
Yeah. For good reasons. For good reasons.
Of course. Now, of course, for those that don't know, is that Darren is out in the hot hatches in Class E, which is just for the minis, which I think was a great addition in general for it. The one, that's right. I need to remind myself. I don't know why I had to, because you always run 119. Why? What does 119 mean?
Well, I'd like to have number 19, daughter's birthday and all that. But so the next one was 119.
Okay.
So yeah, 19.
Fair enough. That makes
that's the only reason, really, and it's stuck. And it's going to have to stick now.
It always cool to find out those reasons, and I always think of it after the point. So it's and you team sponsor 119 edition.
That's right. Well, it's the team, and the team is the sponsor for our races this year. Yeah, the car is going to pay for itself, hopefully.
Yeah, because you were saying to me you got new sponsors on board this year. Tell us a little bit.
Well, over the winter, I've been working on other minis, other people that are racing hill climbs, sprints and stuff. And that money is now financing my race season. So,
so the sponsor is you, is your company?
Absolutely. Everything's down to me. I've even got to sit behind the wheel and drive the thing.
Yeah, well, that means you take the blame as well, mate. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Just quickly, Chris Pearson says, "Hey, Darren.
Hello, mate.
You'll be out taking photos of you, I'm sure."
Oh, yeah.
Now it was. I'm trying to see. Yeah, you got. It's not a championship, the hot hatch, but we still kind of have some trophies at the end that's like based on most winningest and working it out. And you came third overall, as well as winning the Class E in terms of being the most winningest in the Class E with 4 wins, 2 seconds and a third. That's pretty good. And that included, did you not have quite a pretty significant problem at some point as well?
Well, I had 2 problems. One, hitting the pit wall. That was a minor implication.
We don't advise that, mate.
No. The car was amazing, though. I drove away. Yeah, absolutely amazing. But I couldn't finish the race because I had to go to the medical centre, a little trip to my favourite place. And they allowed me back in the race, which was amazing. But
time, though.
No, I didn't. I was, I was clean and tidy. So, yeah, but they allowed me back in the race. But I was so many laps down that I didn't get a position. So, yeah, that was a little bit disappointing, but all my own fault. I hit the pit wall. So,
and the other one was a mechanical problem, didn't you have? A mechanical problem.
Yeah, pulley just exploded off the side of the engine. But yeah, again, the car carried on, and I did 8 laps with no water pump and no supercharger in that race, and the car carried on, and no major damage other than the bits that broke off. So yeah,
that almost sounds to me like you were probably doing damage carrying on, but you got away with it.
Well, lucky enough in the car, I have no warning lights to tell me. So, and that's deliberate because I just run a standard engine. There's nothing fancy about the engine, so I don't mind if the engine goes. So I deliberately keep going until the car stops, and that is it. And it carried on, which was amazing. And I think I got 3rd or 4th in the class. So that was amazing.
No, I mean, and we look forward to it. That Class E has been a revelation from when they brought it in, is that there tends to be, even at its lowest, which, it sounds like people have not been able to get themselves as organised as we'd have liked for Easter Monday, but it's still, pretty good numbers in Class E.
Yeah.
We got 6 that are in it already, and we may well have some late entries, and then we know May Day we'll probably get even more. It's just brilliant.
Definitely.
The minis racing again. Well, I say the minis racing against each other, but you guys get to race further upfield as well. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and especially last year, the minis are coming to the front. I got a podium. Owen could have quite easily got a podium, and Spiller, if the car had carried on, he would have had some podiums. Yeah. So the minis are coming to the front now. To actually win a race, I don't know, but nothing's impossible.
No, you never know. And of course, Stephen Jensen was occasionally thrown in for a few of them, and he's got, obviously a previous Formula Ford racer here at Combe as well, and great to see when he comes back. I mean, it does look wicked. I've lost my train of thought there. I was about to ask another question. What's the I mean, have you done much to the car to change it for this season?
It's got a teeny bit more power. It lost a little bit more weight. But in testing the other day, lap times are actually down. So who knows? But once you get out there in the race and you're chasing some Civic round or whatever, the lap times suddenly come forward, and yeah, it works. But we'll see. But in theory, yeah, I should be a teeny bit quicker again this year.
I've remembered my train of thought now is that, I remember when you first started, and it did include, the sort of jokey comment now that we take in good light is that it did include, you were so novice to it, is that you got into the medical center and were ill because you suddenly realized you just hadn't been breathing, you'd been gripping for dear life because of the adrenaline, and you had to learn how to manage adrenaline, which is not to be underestimated how important that is. And you have now, and you're peek through. You were quite a long way off the fastest mini or minis, and now you are one of the fastest up there. I mean, that's a pretty rapid progress, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, in that race that I collapsed, I actually broke the class record. I broke the class record. 2 laps later, I got out of the car and collapsed. So I safely say I was trying quite hard.
Absolutely. But you had to learn how to manage that, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was doing more than I was capable of, and in the last year, it's been a lot better. Yeah, I can cope with it now.
You're looking forward to getting the season underway again, then, I bet.
Oh, I can't wait to get back out in the car and get on the grid. The first start is always brilliant. Everybody's a little bit hesitant, but once you get going, it is absolutely superb.
And of course, the great thing is it's double header, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. As long as all the cars stay reliable, it should be absolutely brilliant. But it's always, well, especially the first race, everybody going up to Quarry. It'll be 5 or 6 cars wide. It'll be absolutely brilliant.
Well, all of the spectators and marshals and everyone else that's suddenly watching this have gone, oh yeah, that's what we love. That's the biggest memories, is the whole pack going up Avon Rise into Quarry Corner is just, it's just amazing. And it's great to bring that from the driver's perspective, that it's just as exciting for you guys as well.
It is. You don't know which mirror to look in. You don't know whether to look forward, backwards. There's cars everywhere. You just got to run your own race. You can't avoid everybody. Just keep looking forward and go for it. But yeah.
And it seems to, I hope that, I'm touching wood, hoping it's not, famous last words, but it just seems to have got a lot more sensible over the last number of years. In reality, is that it's not the carnage that I can think back to when I was younger. So it's probably been for quite a few years, but when I was younger, it used to be every race start was carnage over that hill.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I used to race Caterhams like 12, 15 years ago, and that was carnage. You only had to have a slight touch in the pack, and there'd be 5 or 6 cars flying out everywhere. At least in the hot hatches, you can have the odd touch, and most cars carry on. It's absolutely fine. So
they can bounce off each other and things like that, can't they?
A little bit of that, yeah.
Daniel Williams says, "I'm coming for you, Darren."
Yeah, I'm hoping he is. It's unfortunate he's not out on Monday, but he's going to be out for the second race, whether he likes it or not.
Exactly.
We'll put him on the grid.
Good man, good man. Elliot Harris says, good evening all, cannot wait for Monday. Absolutely. Sam Strong, a good friend of mine that lives just stone's throw from Brands Hatch and races his Beamer, says, well, that's a strong engine, no pun intended from Sam Strong. But that's the great thing, is that, you guys with the minis have been able to really go to town on them.
Well, a little bit, yeah. There's a certain amount you can do. I think the weight is the issue. The Minis are one of the most modern cars on the grid, believe it or not. And my Mini's, 12, 14 years old. But because they're modern, they're a little bit heavier, a lot heavier than the Civics. So, we struggle a little bit with that. But mine's lost a lot of weight over the years. So we're getting there. That's where we need to be competitive with the weight.
I know the feeling. Right. on that note, mate, listen, thank you so much for being patient to join us and for actually joining us. I love the livery. Give us a slightly clearer look on that, because it does look cool. That one with the red at the bottom there, the bright yellow with the black, that's going to stand out nice. That 119 edition. I can see that better now. I couldn't see it with the photo earlier so clearly, but that looks brilliant.
Yeah, it's got some more graphics this week. So hopefully come Monday with a bit of sunshine, it should look good.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, listen, thank you very much, Darren Duffield. Again, go and speak to him in the paddock, have a chat, everything. We've got another one that you'll be racing against. Gary Frank says it's going to be a good season, lots of mini action.
Definitely, yeah. That'd be great, Gary.
Yeah, Gary Franks is out there as well. TM Racing and Driven Home Racing 905 car. So go and see these guys, have a chat with them, and get yourself involved in racing as well. Darren Duffield, thank you very much, mate.
Thank you. Brilliant. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
See you Monday. Cheers, buddy. Right. And then there was one. Thank you for this guy's patience, because he's had to wait longer than everyone else. Tim Perry says, thanks, Duffers. See you in the paddock. But we're going to be joined by Matt Parr. And this is wicked, because we haven't seen you for a while, Matt. Good evening, sir.
Evening. How are we? You okay? Long time no see.
It's been a while, hasn't it, mate? I mean, I think the only time, well, I've seen you guys obviously at like the sprint, for example, which you've managed to, you and your dad in his MX-5 keep your eye in, but we haven't seen you. We can see your car behind you in that picture. Yeah, you're back out in that beauty, aren't you, again?
Yeah, hopefully. Should all be good. Quite looking forward to doing some more testing tomorrow. Drove it for the first time a couple of weeks ago now. To get my eye back into it. That was interesting, because I've not driven it for best part of 2 years.
Have you really just nothing at all in it?
No, I haven't driven it for 2 years until the first test day that we did. And it was very different to how it felt before. Got a few little issues we need to sort out. Hopefully they'll be all done tomorrow. But yeah, we just need to see how we go, really. We've made some good improvements to how I feel in the car. New seat, new driving position, new brakes. So we've done all the right bits to it, pretty much. We just need to make sure it's reliable and on the button, really.
So I think that from the sound of that, is that, I say that's especially me getting overexcited in the commentary box, is that just manage the expectation from the get-go. And I say that because prior to you stopping, you were very close to winning the championship.
Yeah, we missed out twice. First in 2018 with the Saxo, broken drive shaft, did that. And then again in 19, another broken drive shaft. Did that. So yeah, we lost it to 2 drive shafts, which was annoying to say the least. It's a really enjoyable car to drive. Everyone knows they're good little cars, but they are fragile. So you do have to manage them, because they're French. So, everyone knows that, they can be temperamental. But yeah, overall it's a mega little car. First time driving it in 2019, first year with it. I really like it. We looked at other options at Combe and elsewhere for this year. But I felt like I had unfinished business with the Peugeot. Like I wanted to do more to it. I wanted to develop it a little bit more. So we stuck with that. There were other cars on the cards. And there were other options on the cards at Combe and outside of. A lot of them limited by budget, mainly. Got offered a few things, but yeah, just obviously budget, is kind of the main thing it boils down to for a lot of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, unless you're lucky enough to have big sponsors, then most of us are doing it off our own backs. So yeah, we do the best we can with what we got.
100%, and it's interesting to hear, if that car's been sat doing nothing. I always assume that you'll have still sort of got it out on track days or test days here and there, just not necessarily paying to race it. But if that's sat still, it's understandable. So managing those expectations, it's still wicked to see you out, because it'll be great for you and your dad to be back in the paddock and what have you. And we have to wait and see whether you're really going. And have you been able to sort of like get your mind into that space that goes, you're not starting this year going, I'm going for the championship. You're just kind of going, let's see first.
To be honest, I'm pretty relaxed. I've always been quite relaxed when it comes to my racing. I just want to have some fun with it. To me, I like just going out and having a battle. You know, I loved when I used to race karts. There'd be 20 of you into the first corner. 3 or 4 of you would be on the grass every lap. And it just made it fun. I like a bit of rough, like, you know, a bit of door banging.
Are you allowed to say that?
And,
you can't say that. It's
you know,
not
and that's
9 o'clock.
fine. And I enjoy that. You know, we all go out to race. Maybe not so it gets expensive, but, you know, I like going side by side with people. Me and Adrian had a great year together. In 2019, we had some really good battles.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed those, you know, where we were pretty much on each other's bumpers and doors. And there was a lot of aggressive moves on each other, but that's what we go racing for. So, and I enjoy that. I love it. That really gets me going. So, you know, and I enjoy scrapping with the Class A's. When I get the chance to scrap the Class A's, if I'm with them you know, on the days, then I can't help myself. Much to my dad's and Grant's annoyance, because I'm like a dog with a bone.
Yeah.
Once I get going, Brands Hatch being one of them, you know, and that was probably when we did the away round. And yeah, you know, take it steady. I don't know what that is. I really struggle, you know, with don't push, because you can't, you know, there isn't a way to do it. You can't back off. You know, you make mistakes by backing off and relaxing too much. But yeah, I'm going to go out and have some fun. You know, I'll see what Saloons is like, and I may pop into Hot Hatch and maybe do a Hot Hatch round at some point. I'm also talking to someone about Mighty Minis and maybe having a go in that at some point this year.
Cool.
Either at Combe or somewhere else, because that's been on my list to do for a few years now, is to race an old Mini. I've looked at Sevens and Melias, but the money's, you know, it's good money. So yeah, I think the Mighties looks reasonable. I think I'm going to do probably maybe one of those this year. Yeah, maybe at Combe.
It makes sense, because then I guess you're not learning the circuit, you're just learning the car, which would probably be quite
Yeah,
good.
exactly that. You know, I'm quite lucky with racing karts. We used to go to a lot of circuits, you know, probably 7 a year. So I got used to learning quite quickly. And that came in handy at the away round, you know, when I'd never driven it before and straight out in qualifying. That probably paid off the most then. But yeah, you know, I'm just going to go out and have some fun, really. There's no expectations on it. It's just about the enjoyment. I'm not. Yeah, as long as I can have some fun and I enjoy myself, then that's kind of the main thing.
Exactly right. Well, we've got plenty of messages came in for you. First one was actually from Andy Lawrence. Can you ask Matt to bring my trophies back, please? You keep winning too much in the sprint, mate. That's the thing. Elliot Harris says, good evening, Matt. Great to see you back.
Thank you.
I agree. Tim Perry, one of Orange Army as well, says, evening, Matt. Glad to hear you'll be back in the paddock this year.
Thank you very much. Come say hello.
And I know your dad will be chuffed, won't he? Because he's been missing being in there with you as well, in reality. Chris Pearson says, all right, my lover. It's rude. And he also said, and you got an ASBO.
Yeah, so that picture that was on the Castle Combe Racing Club Facebook page, that was after getting told off for being too noisy.
Yeah. With all the officials pointing.
Yeah, with the pointing.
Yeah.
That was after, well, that was just before getting a telling off for being too loud. Yeah, she's a little screamer, so they obviously didn't go down very well that day.
That was funny, that picture, I got to be honest. Well, Emma Strawford said, don't be late tomorrow, Mr. Parr.
I'm never late. Well, yeah, I try not to be.
Yeah. And Lewis Bird says, evening, Matt, as
Evening.
well. So there we go. Yeah, plenty. And how have you been sort of feeling knowing that you're coming back again? Because I know you and I have caught up and you've missed it, but you've just had some downtime as well, and you've enjoyed the sprints and everything, but you're ready to get back into racing again, the circuit racing again.
I think the sprints are really good from like a to learn and teach yourself how to go quick like that. That's where the sprints really help, because you only get one 40-second run sometimes. So you've got to just be on it straight out the gate.
Yeah.
And I find that really helps with qualifying and things like that, when you literally have got to go out and do your best lap as quick as you can, without getting bolts and without getting caught in traffic. So I really enjoy it from that point of view with the sprints. And they're nice and relaxed. There's none of the stress of, like race days can be quite stressful sometimes. So I think the sprints are pretty chilled out. I enjoy the sprints. They're very different, and I love spending the time with my old man doing the sprints, and we have a laugh, and it's a day out for me and him really as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it's all about. We do it for the fun. And we're really lucky with our relationship that we can do those things together, and we have a lot of fun doing it. Whether it be the sprints, track days, my racing. We've done it now we've been racing together for sort of 10 years, with karting and stuff like that. So yeah, we've had a lot of fun. But yeah, the sprints are really good, but I have massively missed circuit racing. I spoke about last year maybe going and doing a karting round, and the car wasn't ready, and just, kind of got itchy feet again.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, this year was always the year that after COVID, I felt, with not having spectators, not having family and friends going, that probably diluted it for me a little bit, and that's what put me off.
Yeah.
Because that's a big part of it as well for me. It's not just the racing. I enjoy the social side of it. I enjoy seeing, my family and friends there. I like just seeing general people that are there as well.
Yeah.
I like chatting to people, and I'm pretty easy like that, and pretty chilled out. So yeah, a lot of it from me is also that side of it, not just the car racing.
And it is, and I'm just going to quickly put this up to full so that everyone watching, you can see in the background the car, which is the front one there, at Brands Hatch, actually going up to Druids, ahead of Simon Thornton Norris, as you do. Go and have a chat with Matt. He'll be in there with that car, and presumably Grant Motorsport in that run of cars there. Are you still working with Grant on this one?
Yeah, we're still with Grant. He's, like I said, we've had some little niggles with the car that need to be sorted out really before this weekend. So yeah, it's been quite apart since the last test session to try and find what we're missing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we'll get it. Whether that's at the first round, I hope it is. Tomorrow is going to be sort of the deciding day. I went a few ways with tyres and stuff, which I think were the wrong ways. So we've kind of changed things there. There's a few little things. It's about me getting my eye back into it. I only did probably 20 laps at the other test session. So the other test day. So, tomorrow is going to hopefully, give me a bit more chance to get my head back into it and on the pace again. I was fairly close to being comfortable the other week. So I think, probably another couple of sessions and I should have my eye in enough to start to push on really and start, chasing lap times, and then start having some fun again.
No, exactly. Well, it's great to see you back, and I mean we're getting some key people back this year. Not necessarily all at the first round, but yourself, Kieran Simmons is going to be back. It's like some of the exciting talent is coming back.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping Adrian comes back. I'd like to see Adrian Slade back.
Yeah, I would as well. I don't think he classes as one of the youngsters, to be fair, but he is. He's definitely an exciting driver.
He was quite aggressive. We gave each other just enough space. He probably gave me more space than I gave him. But he was good to race with. He wasn't going to do anything stupid.
Well, he was 2018 champion, wasn't he, as well? So
yeah, he was. Yeah, so. Yeah, it'd be nice to see him back and just have some more scraps, really.
Do you know whether that's possible?
I haven't spoke to him for a long time. So,
I think they went off travelling, didn't they?
Yeah, so I hope there'll be someone else. Or we're gonna have some good battles with some other people. That's all I go for, really.
Yeah,
I don't go to run around on my own. That's like a track day. So, I kind of go to start, to be inches from people's bumpers and doors.
No, I totally 100% agree with you there. I mean, you're in Class C. You got Lee Waterman. You've got last year's champion James Keeping's going to be in there. James Blake, Tom Cook, Stuart Hignall. They're your Class C fighters, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything on that. But just giving you an idea. I mean, the reality is that you're more likely to be up competing because that thing is like a pocket rocket.
Going by the test day the other week with the issues we had, you're a little bit off the pace. So, there is a chance that we could be in those clutches of Keepo. To be honest, I'm pretty chilled out about it. If we're not as fast as we can be, I know that's going to come at some point. And to be honest, I just enjoy battling. If I quite like getting my elbows out. So that's what makes it fun.
It does. Well, still, Andy Lawrence from Bristol Motor Club and what have you said, Papa Pa had to make do with Thruxton paddock today. He roughed it until you take him to Combe on Monday. That's what that was all about, wasn't it, mate?
That's right.
And Lulu Tupu said, can't wait for Monday, guys. Bring the fun. Absolutely. Thanks, Nathan. Says, thanks, Chris, for having me on tonight and everyone for your kind words. Let's go 2022. And that's the sentiments from everyone, Matt, isn't it? Let's go. Let's get this 2022 underway.
Yeah, I think this year is going to be the best year for a few years. Spectators are back properly. Yeah. It's a bit more free. I think a lot of us that maybe sat back for a couple of years are starting to come back and enjoy it again with how it used to be.
Yeah.
Like the old days where we didn't have to worry about being close to someone and shaking their hands.
And the public coming into the paddock and all that,
Yeah, and that, to be honest, that, like I said earlier, that's the main reason why I kind of took a step back, because I miss all that stuff. Yeah, I would have missed all that stuff.
I get it. I mean, obviously we didn't have a choice, but I totally get it. Your dad's also said, I did slum it at Thruxton today. Chris. Matt, thank you so much for coming on and joining us, mate. And for your patience back there. I know that you were late back from work and just sort of had time to scoff some dinner down before joining me. It's so cool to having you back and have a fantastic season.
Appreciate that, Chris.
No,
and it was really nice to hear your voice at Donington last weekend as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did suddenly drop me a message and I was like, oh, you're here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I get everywhere, mate. You know me. Listen, thank you, buddy. Much appreciated.
If anyone wants to come and say hello, have a look around the car, please do. More than happy to have a chat and a chinwag. So, yeah, that's cool.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, mate. And we'll see you there on Monday.
Thank you. See you soon.
Cheers, Matt Parr. So, there we go. Chris, his dad says, Matt did say he was missing waving to the quarry crowd on the slowing down lap. I can imagine. That's the thing that's all missing. Nick Pontin, hello, mate. Oh, happy birthday for the other day. I was busy and I think I missed saying it to you on Facebook. Looking forward to it. Good luck, boys and girls. Stay safe. Lulu Tupa says, we all miss it. Love to see you guys again. Tim Perry says, boom, boom, let's get a racing. Dilly, dilly. Thanks, Dawsy, and all the guests for a great show tonight. I think it worked, didn't it? Getting various people on. I quite enjoyed getting people on, and it brings to life the drivers that you might not necessarily be aware of. And I hope you enjoyed it. Chris said, I had to put up with the BTCC boys and girls at Thruxton today too. Editing while watching this. Knowing you, mate, that'll be a lot of photos as well. Just very quickly, I'm going to share and very quickly run through this. I'm just going to share the second screen. So let's have a quick look. Is that up to page 1? We got the hot hatches. So this is yet to be finalised, and there might be a few classes that might be wrong, but this is as we sit at the moment in the hot hatches. Good numbers. Julian Fisher and his Fiesta, Ben Watson and Robert Watson, the brothers and sons of Doug Watson, who races the Ferrari in GTs. They're both out in their, much to my dismay, identical Renault Clios. Lewis Clark and his Fiesta, Mike Wyatt and his Civic. We got this wicked, I mean, it shouldn't be in there, should it? But the Honda Civic FD2R is such a cool car with the Herminator. And Jordan, I don't know, is that your brother? I'm not sure about that. Kelly's out there as well, and I'm pretty sure it's her birthday on Monday. So Kelly Williams-James will be out in the Fiesta. Jamie Bigwood in the Clio. We spoke to Owen earlier. He's out in his Civic. Nick Gwinnett, good to see Nick, and we heard from Nick earlier. So great to see that Nick's back out in the Clio. Matthew Johnson in a 205 GTI. For me, that was the first thing I always thought of when we launched the hot hatches, was the 205 GTI. There we go, Ray Ferguson, and we're going to see him in something else in the GTs as well, but he's out in his MGZR. Amelia Vincent out in the MGZR, so a new car to them this year. Looking forward to that. Sean Govard out in the Citroen AX. Sean Deacon is out in the Peugeot 106, and he got the most winningest driver in the hot hatches for last season, and we'll catch up with him online at some point. He was going to come on, but he's on holiday. Have a good holiday, mate. But we'll see you on Monday. Joe Hathaway, Darren Duffield, that we spoke to earlier, Steve Bracegirdle, or Gary Franks. Oh, hang on. I've stopped scrolling for some reason. There we go. Steve Waite, Simon Fisher, and Tim Daffern out in the Minis. Joe Dorrington in his Civic in Class F. Craig Tompkinson in that wicked Vauxhall Nova. Will Self, good to see Will back as well in his Peugeot 205. And Jonathan Fish in the Clio. In the saloons, how cool is this? Dave Spiller is out in the Audi TT. So the car that we've seen Alex Kite out in up till now, Dave Spiller is going to be out. Now, Dave is a driver that I rate really, really highly. I've been told, you know, I joked about it earlier, is that Pete said, just keep it cool for now, because he's got to get used to it. We've got to get it right for him. But I'm really excited. If it's not this season, then next year, because Dave's just been in that Mini that, you know, it wasn't really able to compete in the saloons, for example. And I'm looking forward to seeing him in this Audi TT. Pete Elliston, he's been so quick in that Golf. We'll see him back. Jack Bolton in a Mark V Golf as well. Tony Hutchins, so good to see he's going to be back with his TT. Gary Preble out in his Seat Leon as well. Alexander Baldwin in the Civic. Harrison Chamberlain and McGann. Adam Preble, that's not supposed to be in Class B. That'll be Class A, as far as I'm aware, in his Vauxhall Astra. Considering he's the Class A lap record holder as well, I would say it's a fair guess. Lee Waterman and James Keeping both in MGZRs. Matt Parr, we just spoke to. James Blake in his MGZR as well. Next page. Sorry, my scrolling's not working very well at the minute. Tom Cook in his Mini Cooper, Stuart Hignall in the Citroen Saxo. Mike Good to see he's back. And if you haven't seen his colour scheme now yet, you ain't going to miss it. I'm telling you, it's very clear to pick out. And Anthony Weeks, good to see that Weeks is going to be back as well in his Saxo. That's really, really cool. With Kieran Simmons coming back later in the year as well. It's like the boy band is back together there, isn't it? The Formula Fords, this is looking really healthy. Tom and Bob Hawkins, I hope that everything's okay. They both had problems with their cars at Donington Park on the weekend, so hopefully that's okay. Great to see that Felix Fisher is back out being run by TM Racing still. James Colburn, Vincent J, he went really well on the weekend at Donington Park. Kieran Atwood, of course, we had Jude Atwood supporting Kieran earlier. Josh Fisher, so good to see him back as well. Alicia Hamlin, now I'm pretty sure that must be a new car for Alicia because it's a Class A, but I might be remembering wrongly. Luke Cooper's opted for number 2. He's going to be out trying to get that number 1 plate back again. James Hadfield, Nathan Ward we spoke to against Paul Barnes, Sean Macklin, Richard Higgins and Samuel Street in Class B. Class C, David Cobbold, Stephen Bracegirdle and Michael Phillips. And at the moment in Class D is Alan Slater in that beautiful Nike and Ben Mitchell out in a lovely Merlin Mark 20. And I'm sure that's the one that is or was Marcus Pies, but I might be mixing things up there a little bit. GT Championship. Look at this. Nigel Mustill out in that Volvo S60. Ah, how cool is that going to be? 7-litre Volvo S60. Dylan Popovich out in his Ginetta. Great to see Dylan back at Castle Combe. Stephen Lansley and Alex Fours. Now, sadly, Alex couldn't join us. As I say, he's over in Germany. But that was going to be Richard Fours, who actually coaches Steve Lansley in that incredibly powerful Caterham. Alex is going to jump in that. You remember that he has piloted a Formula 3 in the F3 Cup, or in Monopostos at the time, sorry, and is just really, really quick. Young driver that I rate very, very highly, and hopefully we'll see him out in a few things this year. Ruben Taylor in his Silhouette Peugeot 206, Tim Woodman in his Caterham. you know, he'll be hoping to go even higher this year. Alan Hamilton in his really rapid Westfield. Fabio Laffarelli in a VW Corrado. That'll be interesting to see. Kevin Bird, good to see him back in the BMW M3. And Doug Watson, we mentioned his son's racing in the hot hatch. Doug's out in his Ferrari 458 Challenge against Keith Butcher in the Audi R8. Ray Ferguson, see, I told you he was in something else. He's in his Ferrari 355 Berlinetta, as you do. Jamie Sturgis, great to see. We're going to see Jamie out in his Golf TCR. I caught up with him Silverstone a few weeks ago when he was in his beautiful taxi BMW classic car. Alexander Baldwin in the Honda Civic. Jump to the next page. Keith White in his BMW Space Frame Z4. And Dominic Shepherd, great to see he's out in his Audi Super Tour. I wondered whether he'd got rid of that because he was out in GT Cup this weekend, just gone at Donington Park in this Mark II V8, which is basically, it looks like a Mustang, but it's Mark II, M-A-R-C. It's an Australian car. So it's good to see he's still got the Super Tourer and that we're going to see him out at Castle Combe. So that is the list as we've got it. Just quickly catch up on the comments. I've got to that point where I'm dying for the wee now as well. So I will be loving you and leaving you any moment now. But Chris Pearson says, we know that one, sorry. Sam Strong says, couldn't agree more. Absolutely love it when the crowd come round and look at the cars. Always get the adults and kids to sit in the cars for photo opportunities. Absolutely. I always recommend that to the drivers. Mike Cotton says, great show tonight. As you said, it's nice to see the faces behind the helmets. Great, mate. Thank you, Mike. I didn't know how it was going to work. And I think it worked okay. The drivers were patient as well, waiting, and we'll try and get some more people and bring to life the drivers. My dad will know this because it's something I've always believed in when I was a youngster watching it, is that we all want to know, who are these drivers? We see the names, we hear, me as the commentator, I try to bring all the stories and people to life during there as well. But this is even better. We get to see them, we get to speak to them, and what amazing characters that we've had on tonight. And I know I've had some messages from people saying these guys are amazing, and I agree, and it's so lovely to bring them to light. We were going to have the likes of Amelia Vincent on. We'll get her on another show. Loads of more people we're going to get. Alan Hamilton, he's someone we got to get on because he's a wicked character. Hi, Dawes. Just got back out of my work show. Not doing testing tomorrow as my engine is still with Frank Anderson. I hope that does mean that you're going to be okay for Monday, though, mate. It would be so good to see you out there. I just love how you're always developing that car in various ways, including that you actually, I remember one year you stepped backwards, went, well, we're going to remove some of this aero. And then, no, it didn't work, so you went again. I just love how you guys play with it. It's such a wicked subplot for us to be aware of. Nigel Forrest up at Alton Park. I'm so looking forward to being back at Alton Park this year as well, mate. Sadly, it's only once now. I was due to be up there twice, but I think it's down to just once. But that's still an improvement. Circumstantially, I've not been up there for a few years now, have I? And I miss you guys and the circuit up there. Ben Hindle says, Mike Cotton, you won't want to see mine. Face, that was. So Mike Cotton, just to remind you, is that Mike Cotton said, great show tonight. Nice to see the faces behind the helmets. And Ben says, you won't want to see mine. I had at least one other driver that made that kind of comment as well, that said, no, you don't want to see my face. I got a face for radio. If I can do it, guys, so can you. Tim Perry says, thanks for a great show, Dawes. It's been a great show. And yes, this format is great to get the drivers behind the cars. Until Monday, dilly dilly. We're still going to do some shows where we get like a big guest on as well. For all of you out there, is that I tentatively have sorted out, having spoken to them at Silverstone the other week, is that we should have Andrew and Mike Jordan coming on at some point. Hopefully we'll get Andrew and Mike Jordan. They both agreed, said absolutely we'll come on and we'll do that. I just need to get it sorted, and I need to find the time. I've been so manically busy. A couple of health things which I got good news today. I don't have a liver problem, which was, I don't know why I might have had a liver problem. Joking aside, there was a little concern for a little while, but thankfully it's although we're still chasing a couple of things, but it's not the news that I was worried about. But so that means I should get a bit more of my time and mojo back again, and we're going to be good to go. Matt Parr says, thanks for having us. It's always a good laugh and chat. Thanks, Beardy. He says, brilliant show, Chris. Thank you, mate. Mike Cotton says to Ben Hindle, don't be modest. I agree. He was fishing for that, wasn't he? Ray Ferrari Nut Ferguson, really interesting tonight, mate. And well done, Kat. Absolutely. She's doing a brilliant job. See you all Monday, says Matt. Darren Duffeld says, yes, see you all Monday. And Tim Perry says, oh, yes, please. Love the Jordan gag. Love them in their minis. Andrew Jordan, of course, we know ex-British touring cars, but last year won the Mini 7s, and he's going great again. He was really competing hard at Silverstone the other weekend. So, and Mike Jordan, of course, raced so many amazing things at Castle Combe, as we know. Our very own Kat as well, she said, good luck on Monday, everyone. And to those joining later in the season, can't wait to meet you all. And please make sure you go and see Kat. She's so excited. She's really nervous. She's working so hard. She's doing her best, learning on the job and doing a fabulous, fabulous job, as are the rest of the crew, both in their jobs and supporting her, and sort of teaching her the ropes, and what have you as well. But go and see her. She's, you know, this is new, this environment, and she's really, really excited. And you know, she messages that it's so lovely to see the faces and personalities behind people, because it's made her even more excited now. So make sure you catch up with her and what have you. Chris Pearson, great show as per. Now go have a wee. I'm gonna, mate. I really am. Lewis Bird says, see you Monday. Good luck to Matt Johnson in the Peugeot 205 in his first race. Ah, okay. And Julie Atwood says, like to wish Ollie White all the best for his new venture in the Porsche Carrera Cup. Absolutely. How cool is that? Again, another one of our own to support. He's going to be off competing in that one. Absolutely brilliant to see. Goose, nice one, Chris. Give the hardcore a shout out Monday, even if it's not like it used to be. Still the Quarry Hardcore, mate. There's a lot of silent Quarry Hardcore up there, as you know, buddy, and I was one of them, and still class myself as one. Ben Hindle, go Keepo. You're all cheering. You see, that's until you get back out there, Ben, isn't it? I know what it's like. Listen, I'm out of here. It's been a fabulous show to have your company again. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great Easter weekend. I'm at Donington Park Friday and Saturday. Rest on Sunday. And then I shall be with you on Easter Monday. I'm in the main box. Marcus Pye over in 2. And Martin Bennett will be doing all of the interviews. So thank you, guys. And I'll play us out with a little video just to remind you how exciting everything that we're going to see is. From me, have a good night. Cheers all.